Hello and welcome to Rathods IS Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 8th August 2024. So let's get started. So here I am taking daily edition of Hindu. So whichever edition you are having, you can go through that. There will be no problem with changing of edition. Here and there only some state-related articles will be getting changed. That's it, nothing more than that. And always you have to follow two things in your preparation. So first one is keep UPSC syllabus with you, and you have to be aware of what are the micro topics which are present in that syllabus. And whenever you are starting reading your any standard books, it is not like you have to start from starting page and you have to read till end. So selectively you can see the topics and you can go through that so and so standard book. And next one is you have to go through your previous year's questions of both prelims and mains. Then you can understand how UPSC is asking question. So according to that, you can change your strategy. And this is the way that you have to prepare for your examinations. Okay. So in this first page, so here there is an article regarding Olympics. So we are not going to see the sports just because in UPSC there is a very little chance. There is not even a 1% of chance to get questions from sports. So we are keeping the sports apart. And here you can see Yunus to take oath today. BNP calls for urgent polls. So actually one more tragedy is going to happen in Bangladesh. We know that now present Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina of Bangladesh, she resigned and she flew away from Bangladesh. That we know. And now interim government is going to form by whom? Army. And Army Major Yunus is going to be the interim leader. So in yesterday's article we studied that. But now, and actually this PM Sheikh Hasina belongs to which party? Awami League. So here there is one more opposition party in Bangladesh, that is BNP, Bangladesh Nationalist Party. And actually from 2009, the Sheikh Hasina is in power. So before that, we used to have leader from BNP party. She is also a woman. Her name is, what is her name? Kia, okay. Khaleda Zia. Her name is Zia. Khaleda Zia. So actually under money laundering case, she had went to jail for 17 years. But as soon as PM, this Sheikh Hasina, she left Bangladesh, she came out of the jail. So this is one important event that is happening. So if this Khaleda Zia, if she becomes the leader of Bangladesh, then she is pro-China. And this party is pro-China, but it is against India. This party is anti-India party. And there is also some newspaper articles that are saying that Jammat. So Jammat is one pro-Pakistani political party. So whenever this Jia and Jammat, they are coming together and if they are going to form a coalition government in Bangladesh, then what happened? So this is pro-China and this is pro-Pakistan. So it is a grave security threat to India. So we have to see that. And how this Jia government will be helping China is, so if you see the scenarios like in Pakistan and in Sri Lanka, so whenever it is getting some space, so China will be entering into that space and it will increase investments in that so and so countries for development projects. Okay, so because of this, what happened? These countries, they need to repay back to China, right? So because of this, so these countries will be going on to debt trap. So Sri Lanka also went into debt trap because of increasing of Chinese investments in one port called as Hambantota port. And now this Sri Lanka is not able to pay that debt back to China. So it gave this port on lease to China for 100 years. Okay, in this way, Sri Lanka now it is dependent on China. So in the same way, Pakistan also accepted by this project, CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. So in this way also Pakistan will be dependent on China. So if in Bangladesh, if Zia Khaleda government will come means, so there will be influx of investments from China. So again, this Bangladesh will be dependent on China, right? And one more important thing I want to discuss here is, you have to see about our South Asian countries. So India is also part of South Asian countries, right? So in the same way, so what happened in Bangladesh, so the same events which happened in other countries also, you need to know the history of which countries faced the similar type of events as Bangladesh is facing now. So you know Bangladesh, who fled from Bangladesh? Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Yes or no? And do you know Sri Lanka? So in Sri Lanka, Godbye Rajapaksa, so he also fled in the same manner. And in Afghanistan, so Afghanistan PM also went away. So here you have to know the tales of Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Afghanistan, where Prime Minister left their countries for safety and security of their life. So in this way also you can give examples. Or else in your prelims also you can get questions. So which of the following countries faced this political instability? And they'll give you 3 or 4 nations, and from that way also you can get your prelims based question. You have to know this as well. Okay, so this is the thing that you have to remember. And here there is one article. See this article. Bill removes powers of Waqf board, non-Muslims and women on board. So is this article important? Is this article important? See this. Bill removes powers of Waqf board, non-Muslims and women on board. So Waqf boards are related to whom? Muslims. So now we are going to pass a bill. So in that bill, so in this Waqf board, the members will be belonging to non-Muslim community and even women. So is this a good step or bad step according to you? Good step or bad step? You need to get some perspectives, right? So what happened? Have you had your breakfast or no? So your energy level is very low. What happened? Now tell me whether this article is important or not. So if important, from which subject we will be dealing that? So from GS paper 2, polity and governance. And next, from GS paper to society. And can we add this article as an example of women empowerment? Now women are going to be the part of this Waqf board. Okay, so what are the dimensions you need to know? First you have to know what is this Waqf board. So what are the provisions of this bill? And what is the impact of this bill? So all these are the dimensions that you need to know. So if you are belonging to a Muslim community, for sure an interview will be getting this question. Okay, clear? So now let us see this article in detail. So actually one upcoming bill, it is going to amend this Waqf Act of 1995, which gives the establishment of Waqf board. So here in this act, they are going to reduce the power of this Waqf board by preventing it from declaring the properties as Waqf and introducing non-Muslim and women members. So actually the important function of this Waqf board is to take care of properties which are related to this Waqf. Okay, so actually now this Waqf board is not much effective, so that we are going to come up with a change so that we can include this non-Muslims and as well as women members also in this board. So this is about this article. And if you see, what you have to remember from this article here is, now we are seeing that there is shifting of power. Okay, and as of now here in this Waqf board only Muslims were there, but now this bill is going to add even non-Muslims and even women. So there is a power shift. That means we can increase the government control on this Waqf properties. And next one here is, there is diversity in representation. So you have to use this kind of words in your mains answer. Like you are going for diversity. In representation also, we are going for diversity. Diversity means different groups are going to be the part of this board now. And next one is, we are going to enhance representation of different communities and as well as inclusivity. So these are the keywords that you need to incorporate in your answers. And next one here is, there is also increasing of oversight. So in this new bill, they are also introducing district collector as arbiter of property status. So the decision making will be taken by now district collector. So if you become district collector, and one more new responsibility for you is, you have to take care of this Waqf boards as well. Okay, because of this it is very important to you. It is connected to your future life. Okay. And next one here is community pushback. So there is some strong opposition from Muslim bodies. So whenever, as of now, this Waqf bodies are under Muslim. So if this bill is saying that we are going to include non-Muslims and women, so will they accept? No. So because of this, now here Muslim bodies, they are showing a very strong opposition regarding the implementation of this bill, and as well as they are feeling that if non-Muslims and women are also included, means their community rights will be getting violated, or dilution of their community rights, and as well as there is no proper property security. And this is the thing which mainly said. And if you see why we need this kind of bill is, whatever the Waqf Act and Waqf Board is there, it is not properly implementing, and there is no proper effectiveness, and even there is no proper management and lack of proper administration. So all these inbuilt problems need to be addressed with this new bill. So here you have to see what is this Waqf Board Amendment Bill of 2024. So in this, actually it is saying around 40 amendments they are going to come up in whatever the act we have. Okay, in this 1995 act. So in this bill, we are going to make 40 changes in this act. And next one is why we are coming up with this changes, because we need to regulate the management of Waqf properties more efficiently. Okay, so to maintain the properties efficiently, we are coming up with these changes. So what is this Waqf Board Act? So when it came, the first time it was enacted in 1954, and later on we replaced this act with 1995 act, and now we are changing this 1995 act now. And how many changes we are getting? We are getting 40 changes. Okay, so actually what is this act? So this act is a legislative framework which regulates Waqf properties in India, and these properties are not their own properties. So these properties are donated for religious or charitable purposes under Islamic law. Okay, so you can get a question like, what are these Waqf properties? Waqf properties are nothing but they are donated properties for any religious or charitable purposes under Islamic law. And now tell me your opinion, like they are donated under Islamic law. So if the dilution of this board is correct or not? So what is your idea? Think. You should not be silent like this. My students should not be silent. So they are very active. Come on, online students. So tell me your opinion. It may be like against, or if you are supporting, it does not matter. But the thing is, you need to have your own idea. So your idea may be different from others, but you need to get some idea, right? Yes, now tell me, is it correct or not? Yes? Tell me why. So if you are saying yes or no, you need to have the reason behind it. Yes, tell me why. Yes, state regulation on those lands, okay, to some extent. Okay, next. Come on, think. If you think, then only you will be getting ideas, or else you won't. Think, next. Ravi, tell me something. Money? Huh? Okay, misuse of income is reduced. Okay, very good. Next. We can control corruption. Next. Think. Okay, so at least after this class, think for 5 to 10 minutes and tell me. Huh? Okay, so that is the thing. Actually, they want to protect the interest of Muslim community, so that, so until then what happened? So till now, those are charitable and religious purposes. So this work board had the members of only Muslims till now, but because of a lack of efficiency and as well as effectiveness, lack of administration, everything, now we are moving towards inclusion of non-Muslims and as well as women. So can we take this as an example of women empowerment? So whenever you are writing an answer regarding women empowerment, you can add this. Even in this proposed bill, they are including women in this Waqf board. So this is a one forward step taken by the government. Understanding? Okay, so here what are the proposed amendments? So they are focusing on 4 important things. The first one is regarding property registration and verification here. So district authority, district collector will be taking care of regarding property registration or verification, so that we will be having a proper oversight on that, and we can minimize the maladministration to at least some extent. And next one is verification of property. So there is mandatory new verification of disputed lands, and we have to enhance the clarity around the property ownership and as well as management of the property. And next one is we are coming up with reforms in the functioning. So here what happened, the arbitrary powers or discretionary powers of this work board will be taken off. So now there will be the state control also. And this one is we are also including women, so that what happened, it will be promoting gender equality. So whenever you are writing any essay regarding gender equality also, you can include this point. Okay, and even we are including women in decision making process. So this is an example of women empowerment. Clear? Yes or no? Okay, have you gone through the paper, anyone? So is there any article important here? School issues notice banning non-veg food in tiffin box. So is that correct? If that is the case, I should not go to that school. Really? Right? Yeah. Yeah, is that correct? Right to religious freedom, and even whatever the food I want to eat, it is my right to life and personal liberty. Huh? So many universities are following, but I'm talking about the schools. Children, they won't listen like that, no. Okay, let it be. I don't want to create any controversy here. Is it right or not? You have to think and tell me. I will be giving you time. You have to think and tell me, okay? So, or else I will be taking a separate class on that, okay? Okay. So declare Wayanad landslides as a national disaster, says Rahul. Already we discussed this topic of national disaster, everything regarding landslides. So actually there is nothing new today to discuss also. They will be getting more funds. Yeah. Central government. Yes, you can directly go to editorial page. So have you gone to the editorials? What are they? So first article is about Bangladesh. So in the first article itself, I said about what is happening in Bangladesh. I gave 3 examples of South Asian countries in similar way, what are the disaster they had, everything. And here you can see one article. So can you guess what is this talking about? Under overloads, court ruling on alderman shows Delhi's vulnerability to central's dominance. Tell me what is this article talking about? Yesterday itself we discussed. Don't think that much. Tell me. Federalism. So this article is talking about Lieutenant Governor versus CM of Delhi. So what is the case about? So do you know the background of this case? So background of case is 2023. In 2023, what happened was, so in MCD, What is MCD? Okay. So in this MCD, governor nominated 10 members. What happened here is CM of Delhi said that how you can nominate, it is the power of state government. So why CM is saying that it is power of state government? So only three subjects will come under center. What are they? Police, public order and land. So here if you see MCD comes under municipalities. Municipalities is part of local self-government. Okay, which amendments are talking about this municipality? 73rd and 74th amendments talk about local self-government. 73rd is about panchayats. Panchayats in where? Urban areas or rural areas? Rural areas. And 74th is talking about municipalities in urban areas. Okay. So here CM of Delhi says that it is not coming under those three subjects in the center. So you have to take the permission of government along with COM, that is aid and advice of Council of Ministers with CM, and it is the responsibility of me, CM, to appoint them. Why you are nominating these people? And this case went to Supreme Court. So why CM took this dare step? Because the reason was in 2018, Supreme Court gave a judgment that governor, lieutenant governor need to take aid and advice of CM who is heading this Council of Ministers. So based on this judgment, CM went to Supreme Court in 2023 itself, and in 2024 judgment came, and this judgment is now based on Act. And this Act says that it is the power of governor to nominate this members of MCD. So this is the story. Understood the story? Clear? Okay, let us see here from which subject you will be reading this. Obviously from GS paper to under polity. So in polity, where you can connect this in which topics? So here you have to see article 239 AA. Next. Okay, 69th Constitution Amendment Act. Next. Dimensions, come on, you have to say. So it is talking about relationship between center and as well as state. That means federalism. And here Supreme Court is involved. That means under judiciary. So I will give you one question. You have to give the examples based on the recent Supreme Court judgments. I want to ask you one question. Okay, give some examples of judicial activism which is ensuring cooperative federalism between states and center. So which of the recent Supreme Court judgments which gave the power to states so that it is ensuring cooperative federalism? Tell me. Yes, mining case. Next. Next. Yes, subcategories. So state is having the power to go for next this topic. Okay, so in this way you will be getting question. So whatever the Supreme Court judgments are coming, you have to know those and you have to make the list. So what are the Supreme Court judgments are giving there and which articles or which acts are there? Because in polity entirely you will be getting questions from current affairs only from GS paper 2 in mains. You will be not getting static questions anywhere. Okay, so in this way you have to prepare. Okay, let us see this topic in detail. So this article is saying that the Supreme Court's ruling on alderman appointments impact Municipal Corporation of Delhi Standing Committee, because whenever there is stall, that means whenever there is delays in appointment of these people in this municipal corporation, it will be affecting governance, service delivery, and as well as even there will be political tussle between center and as well as states will be going on. So actually now the Supreme Court said that it is the power of Lieutenant Governor of Delhi to nominate this 10 persons from this MCD without an advice. There is no need of taking any advice of this Council of Ministers headed by Chief Minister. Okay, I will tell. So if you see the dispute, this dispute started with this 2023 nomination. So in January, what he did is, he used his powers under Municipal Corporation Act of 1957. You have to write this act. Okay, so now the present judgment is based on this Delhi Municipal Corporation Act of 1957. It says that here this governor can nominate this persons in this MCD. And now this went to the Supreme Court. This is challenged by the CM of Delhi. He says that, yes, without consulting me, how he can appoint or how he can nominate this members of MCD. So here Delhi government is arguing that, so under this article 239AA, it says that here Lieutenant Governor should act on aid and advice of Council of Ministers. Okay, and one more important statement which is given by this Delhi government is in 2018 case, that is State of National Capital Territory of Delhi versus Union of India. So in this 2018 case, it's Supreme Court itself said that Lieutenant Governor, he must act according to the aid and advice of this Chief Minister under this Council of Minister if he want to take any decision in the state list and as well as concurrent list. And if you see the local government subject which comes under state list, so this is the argument which is doing by Delhi government, that is Chief Minister. So here Lieutenant argument is saying that yes, we have this Delhi Municipal Corporation Act of 1957, so that act is giving me the power to nominate. I used that power. So finally Supreme Court said that yes, in that act, it is a power is given to this governor, so he can nominate. So this is a judgment. Okay, so what is the impact of this judgment? What will be the impact? Okay, state power may be decreased, but what happened here is we will be getting clarity regarding who has which powers and who can nominate them, so that the delays will be stopped, so that the proper administration we can ensure, because public importance is utmost, right? So we have to focus on public services and welfare of people, so that. And as you said, under this alderman, so they will be like municipal councillors or ward members. Okay. So see this question, read this at least twice fast. Examine the role of judiciary in defining federalism in India. How has judicial activism influenced the distribution of power between central and state governments, illustrated with specific case examples? So are you getting now? So why I asked that question? So in this way only you will be getting questions. So if you have the clear-cut knowledge of what is happening in the polity or Supreme Court, so here they're interlinking judiciary, one organ with executive. Clear? Am I making any sense? Are you understanding something? At least 1%, 2%? Okay, so in this way you have to prepare your current affairs. It is not like just you have to go and read the things which is given in the article. It is not at all the way of reading current affairs. So you have to interpret something and you have to remember related articles, related acts, and you have to represent them in your answer. So try to write this answer today and please show me everyone. This is your today's question. Take down the question, guys, fast. Take down the question fast. Or else in the PPT also you can at least take the screenshot of catch a pic. Post in the group, Hema. Okay, done? So next article, see this title, what it might be telling. A closer look at beefing up Jammu's counter-terror grid. What is happening in Jammu and Kashmir? Infiltration. In which areas? Tell me the areas fast. Doda, very easy. Next. Poonch, next. It is not Punch, Poonch, next. Or that day I said to note down these areas in your book. Come on, in which areas? Okay, tell me what are the reasons? Fast, what are the reasons for this infiltration in Jammu and Kashmir? So how many active terror groups are working in Jammu and Kashmir? Very good, 12. So at least, can you name me at least 2 or 3? Lashkari, Taiba next. Hizbut. Okay, so actually there are 12 active terror groups or in Jammu and Kashmir. So why our forces are not able to catch them? What is the reason? They are using advanced technology. Tell me some examples of advanced technology. Seamless mobiles. Next, offline apps. Next, drones. Next, guerrilla warfare. Next, VPN. Next. At least you know something. I'm very happy. Okay. Now here this article is talking about what are the measures we have to take to control this attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. That's it. So if you know the background, tell me now what measures can be taken. Let us see what are the things you are saying they are there in the article or not. See, tell me. What measures we can take? Okay, we need to use advanced technology. From where we will be getting funds? Is there we are having that much enough funds to get this technology? Then tell me other measures which will be practical. Tell me, Pahmida. Hi, Kamarji. Tell me, what are the measures we have to take? Fast, fast. Sir will come. How? Already we are having barrier there. Okay, strong security, strong surveillance. Next. Improve surveillance. Next, fast. Yes, very good. Local community support is very important because these local people are helping them, not us. Next, local community help. Next. Now you can give some points. Come on. You are in track. What happened, Venkat? Think. You can think.
It is possible we can go for server and other service. We can locate the people where it is from other backgrounds. Like army అయితే తెలుసుకోగలరు. Outside people from their మామూలుగా.
Okay, so we can identify odd member. Okay. Next. If they are wearing burqas, if they are wearing something things, how can we? Next. Come on, think. Okay, this article is saying that Jammu region has been seen like increased terrorist activities. So we have to need our counter-terrorism grid. So you have to use this word, counter-terrorism grid. It is a key word in your mains. Okay, so in measures you have to write like we have to improve counter-terrorism grid. And we have to go for redeployment of troops along LAC region because across this LAC region also from 2020 onwards there is standoff between India and as well as China. So this Galwan Valley incidents, more than 20 Indian soldiers had been died. Yes or no? So because of this, even not only across this LOC region, even LAC region also needs proper redeployment of troops. And next one is the problem here is we have weakened security. And for that, we need to have some additional army and as well as special forces to be inculcated here. And here you have to see the threat is from landscape actually. So here, whatever the counter-terrorist strategies that we are taking that are not much advanced compared to that of the terrorist group. So that we have to make the proper advanced strategies and we have to redeploy other forces here. And next one is we have to improve the community relations because community, they have to give help to Indian army and Indian people, but not for the terrorist organizations. And this one is we have to integrate the other forces, like not only army should be guarded here, but even we can take help of this CRPF and as well as CAPF. And next one here is we have to learn from our history, like whatever the events that are happening. So we have to understand why they are advanced. So we know some reasons like why they are advanced and we have to counter them. Okay. And we have to understand the geography and as well as local sentiments of the people so that it is the one efficient thing that we can do to counter this terrorism. So first we have to understand why these local people are helping them. So if you understand why, then we can act against them, right? tit for tat. And next one is we have to go for multi-tiered approach. Okay, not only focusing on guarding here, but even we can try to get some new technology deployment so that we can counter this infiltration. So from where they are entering into India, we have to find where the tunnels are there, and we have to try to block them. So in this way, we can take some multiple steps so that we can enhance our security framework of our country. Clear? Is this a new article? Not at all. Okay, say this article. Court shifts the tide on stray dog policy. What is this article talking about? Stray dogs. What is the problem with stray dogs? Yes, so many children are dying because of the attack of stray dogs. Then what can we do? Can we kill them? Then what we have to do? If you are a municipal commissioner, already I asked this many times, no. Actually, why it is in news? Because Supreme Court gave a judgment, and Supreme Court is saying that killing of the stray dogs is not a solution. Other than that, we can use some scientific technology so that we can go for sterilization of dogs so that we can control the population of dogs. That is the thing which is given, why it is in news, okay? So this article is saying that Supreme Court of India ruled that against indiscriminate killing of stray dogs. So here, who is the responsible for killing of these stray dogs? So local authorities like municipality and as well as panchayats, they will be catching the dogs. Have you seen this event of municipality will be coming up with one van and they will be bringing big nets and they want to throw them, but no, not even a single dog will come, right? So on that day, you can see the unity of dogs. Really, I saw this. So here, what happened here is, Supreme Court is saying that local authorities need to follow Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act. So we have Wildlife Protection Act. So which acts are there in environment and ecology? Wildlife Protection Act of 1972 next. Environmental Act. So which acts are talking about the protection of animals? Biodiversity Act next. Think. Environment went to space. Okay, so here Supreme Court is saying that we have to adhere to Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act, and also we have to follow animals birth control rules. Okay, so local authorities need to follow these two things. So make a note of this. So whenever you are getting, for sure if you are writing 2025 examination, you will be getting a case study regarding this. Like if you are MCD, how we are going to control the stray dogs. There you have to give the Supreme Court judgment, and you have to write what are the rules and acts are there which are focusing on animals acts, animals protection. Okay, clear? Are you getting the points like how to write your mains? Okay, so actually this case is like 15-year long battle which is going on, whether we have to focus on the human life or animal life. And finally Supreme Court gave the judgment like killing of stray dogs is not a solution. We have to go for using of technology. So now tell me which kind of technology we can use for the controlling of stray dogs. Science and technology is going, no, you have to say something. You are going to biology, sometimes physics, sometimes chemistry, and sometimes space, and coming back to academy. Yes, no? Am I right? Huh? Yes, birth control measures. Next. Apart from that, only birth control measures. So in birth control measures, what can we do? We can reduce the reproduction. Apart from that, so what we have to do, like you are talking about the next generation, but what about this present generation of dogs? So if you go in this gully, how many dogs are there? So yesterday I was afraid, you know. Tell me. So what we have to do for the present generation of dogs? Vaccination. Apart from that, why they are attacking the children? For food. So can we provide some food for them so that we can control at least to some extent? Apart from that, come on, think beyond the book. You will be getting questions beyond the book only. So you need to understand the society well. That is the only aim of UPSC. UPSC will see whether you are having only book knowledge or out of the box, whether you are understanding the society well or not, whether you are aware of what is happening in the society or not. So whether what are the solutions you are taking, whether those solutions are practical solutions or not. Come on, think. What can we do? Mm. Yes. Yes, that's point. That point I need. Actually, we are getting the breeds from foreign countries. Rather than that, what are the dogs we have? We can adopt those dogs. Next, very good point. Okay, I didn't watch that video. Next, come on, come on. So let us see this article. It is talking about stray dog policy. So actually this ruling is saying that we are giving supremacy to central laws compared to that of municipal laws regarding animal welfare. Like Wildlife Protection Act, it is central act. It is not the state act or local act. So here this section which is giving supremacy of central laws over municipal laws. So this is also one keyword that you have to include. And next one is, if you see the sentiment of public, so now in the public, now what happened here is because of attacks and because of their loss of young ones, so they are angry against that. So they are saying that we have to kill this. So here you can see ethics dimension here. So whenever the incident happen now, so people will be having like high peaks and they will be having always against sentiments. For example, when this 2012 Delhi gang rape was done, so people were very angry. But after the time had been passed, and because of the events that are happening, what happened? Their negative attitude had been became neutral attitude. So whenever the event had happened, so we should not take decision immediately. Okay, we have to think about the future impact also. So in that way, you can see like we have to prioritize humane treatment of this dogs for over elimination. Rather than elimination, we have to think that we have to give some proper humane treatment for those dogs so that we can decrease this kind of events in the future. And next one is we can use some scientific techniques like sterilization, and we can use some best practices from other countries also. So we are having good relations with other countries. So in other countries, how they are controlling this menace of stray dogs, we can take some best practices, right? And we are having parliamentary groups. Do you know these parliamentary groups? No idea. So in Lakshmikant, how many of you read Lakshmikant? No one? So in Lakshmikant, there is one chapter called as parliamentary groups. That is nothing but the parliament of different countries or the members of different countries. They will be coming and talking their common problem and they will be sharing their best practices there. So here we can use parliamentary groups to come up with the solutions for the stray dogs. If any country, it is not like USA, but if other countries, they are also having the same problem of stray dogs, we can use these parliamentary groups to come up with some best practices. And you have to see like history of this municipal failures and how they get on. Like in India itself, some states how they are focusing on this, what are the practice they are doing. So we can take from international also and also from national also. And even we have to include this community involvement so that we can focus on animal welfare, and we can invite the people to play a pivotal role in protecting the stray dogs so that even community will be having a sense of responsibility towards that animals, so that in return these animals will be not attacking those community. So see this article, what led the fall of Sheikh Hasina. So again Bangladesh. So already I said about what are the reasons behind this thing which is happening in Bangladesh. Tell me, what are the reasons now? I won't discuss this topic. Tell me. I want to get answer from you. Online students, please. Come on, what are the reasons for the fall of Sheikh Hasina? Reservation next. But government is not taking any action, no? Yes, very good. Corruption. Next. Yes, authoritarian government. Next. She used one word called as Razakars. So it is one abused word in Bangladesh. Okay. So these are the 4 important reasons for the fall of this Sheikh Hasina. That's it, nothing much more. Corruption. Next one is students' anger. So she didn't understand the anger of students and she miscalculated the strength of political opponents. I said no, now this Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader, Khaleda Zia, she released from the jail as soon as this Sheikh Hasina left Bangladesh. So she underestimated the power of other political opponents and even she used this word called as Razakars for this protesters. Actually, this word will be used for the people who helped this Pakistani troops in this 1971. So because of this, they consider this word Razakar as abused word, but she used. Okay, and see this article. Elections to 12 RS seats to be held on September 3rd. So how many houses are there? 2 houses, Lok Sabha, and we have Rajya Sabha. So how many seats are there in Lok Sabha? Very good, 540. Next, 2, 230, 240, 245, 250, 265. Tell me, what are the numbers that will come into your mind? Tell me exactly how many seats are there in Rajya Sabha. 250. Under this we have nominated also. So how many will be nominated seats? 12 seats. So who will nominate? Very good. So now we are going to have elections for how many seats? Okay, now tell me what is the tenure of Rajya Sabha? How many years? 6 years. Tenure of Lok Sabha? 5 years. So who are directly elected and who are indirectly elected? Lok Sabha will be directly elected by people, indirectly by Rajya Sabha members. Indirectly, they will be elected. So indirectly by which method? Total 250. Okay, tell me. So what is the method that we are using for the elections of Rajya Sabha? So what is that method? Yes, proportional representation with a single transferable vote. Okay, so this method you have to know. Proportional representation with a single transferable vote. That is a thing which is given here. That's it, nothing more. And here you have to see which articles are related to the elections of Rajya Sabha. So if you are getting any question regarding elections of Rajya Sabha introduction, you have to write which articles are related to this elections of Rajya Sabha. So Article 80, take down this article, Article 80. So we are getting more articles in newspaper, right, nowadays. So Article 80 of Constitution, which talks about each elections are done by indirectly by the elected members of their legislative assembly. So the seat allocation here is total how many seats? 250 seats, including the people who are nominated by president directly. And this number is based on the what? Population. And these 12 members are nominated based on 4 important criteria. If they are experts in field of art, literature, science and social services. If you are getting any other apart from this 4, that will be a wrong statement. So you have to remember this: art, literature, science and social service. Sometimes they will be including sports. Sports is wrong. That statement is entirely wrong. Yeah, so indirect system. Okay, let us go to the newspaper. So this article, it is about Pooja Kedkar. We discussed this topic and that is about Bangladesh. And this article is about stray dog policy. I discussed that. And this topic is about Sheikh Hasina. So you know about this. And in news page, article, it is regarding elections, and it is regarding LGCT, that is long-term capital gains tax. You know about this. And that's it, nothing much important today. Everything is about Bangladesh and sports only. Yeah, here you can see one article, Chandrayaan 3. Sir will be explaining this, I think so, today. Chandrayaan 3 Team XIISC Director win top science awards. So actually the person who involved in this Chandrayaan 3 got this award. Okay, you have to know what is this Chandrayaan 3 mission. So in this series of moon exploration, we have Chandrayaan 1, 2 and 3. Chandrayaan 1 and 3 is successful and Chandrayaan 2 is failure. Okay, so you have to see what is the success of Chandrayaan 1 and what is the success of Chandrayaan 3 and why this Chandrayaan 2 had been failed. So sir will be explaining all these things, I think, in today's class. Nothing. Okay, here it is talking about FTA. So what is FTA? Free trade agreement. So what is this BIMSTEC? What is this BIMSTEC? Okay, tell me which are the countries part of this BIMSTEC. Take down the question. What is BIMSTEC? What is BIMSTEC? Add a note on significance of BIMSTEC. Add a note on significance of BIMSTEC. And you have to draw the map of BIMSTEC also, like countries which are involved in this BIMSTEC. So actually we are going for the revival of FTA talks. FTA is free trade agreement. So in yesterday's class itself we discussed that there is a chance of India entering into middle income trap. So they said that we have to focus on investment and we have to go for proper policy making. So policy includes even making the free trade agreements with other countries as well. So that is the thing here India is doing. So India wants to come up with agreement with this BIMSTEC. So whatever the countries that are present in this BIMSTEC, if you are having this free trade agreement, we can increase our what? Exports, so that we can earn some foreign exchange reserves. So whenever we are increasing our exports, obviously we can increase our production, unemployment can be decreased, employment opportunities can be increased, and overall we can have a stable economic growth. Clear? No doubt, right? In world page also nothing is important actually, everything is regarding Bangladesh only. Okay, that's it. So these are the important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding, and thank you so much guys for watching, and please do like this class if you really like this class, and share this class to your friends, and do subscribe to Rathods Academy. Thank you.